I want you to think about how you feel about the day before it starts trading. What you think it's going to do. Is it going to be an up close day? It's going to be a down close day. And you're not trying to predict the closing price. You're just writing down what you think about the day. And then I want you to write down why you believe what you believe. I want you to write down how you think that the session that ends the morning session. Okay, so we'll call it 11:30 to 12 o'clock in that 30-minute interval. You want to be simple, do it like I told Caleb. 11:30 is the end of your morning session. So at 11:30, will the closing price that makes the 11:30 1-minute candle be higher than a 9:30 opening price or below it? I want you to ask yourself what you think that's going to occur. You have to determine that at 10 o'clock. So at 10 o'clock, the opening range completes. Now you have 30 minutes behind you. Are we going to close higher at 11:30's 1-minute candle than the 9:30 opening price or lower? And why you think that's going to be the case?
Welcome back, traders. This is going to be my market outlook for Nasdaq futures on September 27th. It is currently 6:42, and this is going to be the last time I do the ICT homework where I make a prediction on the day's close. Now, going forward, I will still be doing these market outlooks. I just may not make a hard prediction on whether I think the day is going to close up or down. Now, looking at the daily chart in Nasdaq, yesterday, Thursday, we went up into that daily SIBI. This is my higher time frame target, so we've hit it. And yesterday, I told you that I wasn't sure because of the large overnight gap up. Wasn't sure if it was going to give us continuation up or if we're going to have retracements down. And I told you that I'd rather just sit on the sidelines. So that's exactly what I did. I did not have my charts up yesterday, so that's why you did not see any recordings from the AM session. I went ahead and just spent some time with my family and took a day off and waited for the market to give me some more information. So now that I've gotten the information of Thursday's close, let me give you my thoughts on what I think right now. So yesterday I was telling you I was looking at this daily order block. I don't want to see price go above this daily order block. In fact, this whole daily SIBI, I wanted price to stay in the lower half, especially close in the lower half. So you can see that Thursday we did go into it and it did stay in the lower half of that daily fair value gap. In fact, it gave us a strong reaction lower. So zooming in, I just want to take a look at this week's action. This is still the daily chart with Monday and Tuesday. They look like relative lows down here. And then we had a high on Thursday. Now we have this large wick on Thursday. I want to use this wick, especially consequent encroachment here, as a very, very key level. So I'm expecting with this reaction, expecting price to come down on the day. So I do think that we are going to get a close down on the day. I want to use this consequent encroachment as resistance. I don't really want to see price trading above this. And then I want to see price come down either to this daily volume imbalance. This is going to be equilibrium. If you look at the lows and highs of the week, this is around the midpoint. So we could just have a trade back down into equilibrium. Now, if it goes below equilibrium, then I want to see price come up and use it as resistance. And then looking for a trade lower down to the low of this week. And you can see that below the low of this week, we have half of this wick and half of this wick. I've marked this out as the implied fair value gap that I've been talking about all week. We could get a trade down to take out the week's low and go into this implied fair value gap. Now going down to an hourly chart, I want to give you a good idea of how price performed yesterday. Now typically on Friday, I would say Friday is not going to be too exciting. It probably just go sideways for all day because we have been rallying all week. But we do have some high impact news in the AM session. So for the AM session, I think we could get some volatility. Now looking at yesterday, we did have a large gap opening up, but in the first morning session, we did come down and fill in that gap entirely and then pretty much just consolidated for the rest of the day and overnight in the Asian and London session. But you can see that the consolidation was in the lower half of that overnight gap. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that off, but today I want to see some sort of a stop hunt above these two highs. And you can see this purple line here, that was half of that daily wick. I would prefer it not get traded to, but there is a fair value gap here. If it does trade to it or even wick above it, I do not want to see this fair value gap get closed in. So I want to see perhaps a stop hunt above these two and then see a market structure shift lower. And my targets that I'll be aiming for will be this swing low, and over here is that daily implied fair value gap that I was looking for. So those are my thoughts for right now. Obviously, we have to wait until the 8:30 news are out and also that 9:30 bell for the volatility to see how the market is going to perform during the AM session. I'll record my thoughts at 10 a.m. and give you my prediction on how I think the morning session will close. But as far as the prediction for the daily close, I think it will close down on the day. So until I see you guys again, safe trading.